Welcome to Ep1, and as you saw by the beginning of the video, this is going to be for the Meng Tiger Group build. And you saw the slideshow in the beginning showing you the two kits I'm going to be using. One kit is not a Meng, it's a fine molds, but she's kind of a companion kit to the tank, which is the T-34 as you saw. So let's get started with the base first, and then we'll move on to the tank and the girl. The base I made myself. It's just stuff I had around the house. It's styrofoam and dowel rod. This is a 1/4-inch square dowel rod. I cut, made a framework, and then just hot glued my styrofoam that I cut to fit the framework. It's a 4.5 by 6, and that's big enough to support the tank and the girl. And as you can see, we have a second tier on it because we're working with two different scales, well, two different sizes. Doing an old trick we used to do in model railroading where you use perspective by using different scales, like you would put N gauge stuff in the back of your HO layout to represent distance, you know. It kind of just fools the eye into thinking it's further out. And you can do that with model building too, using perspective when you're dealing with two different sizes. So since we're working with a small area here, 4.5 by 6, by raising the tank up, the difference in size won't be so obvious because we'll have the tank in the back and the girl out front since she is larger. So when it's all said and done, it should look pleasing to the eye and look pretty cool. So I just painted this. It's still dry, still drying. You can tell I had treatment today. Yeah, my mind works a little slow. I had treatment today, so it does that to me. But we'll add our ground cover and everything else. I added a little bit of grass here. We'll do up here on the upper level when this dries. Got some moss we're going to be adding to it as well. Kind of give it some vegetation up here, and the girl will be standing right here. Tank will be here. I've got tracks cut into the styrofoam because I want the tank to be sitting in the styrofoam, not just sitting on top of it. Give the illusion of some weight. So we've got that done. So that's pretty much the base. All pretty much easy peasy with crap I've had just laying around the house. Dowel rods and styrofoam. We'll start with the girl, the fine molds girl, the Russian infantry woman. Not too bad of a kit. A lot of cleanup, but overall it's a really nice kit. I've got everything but her head done and painted. And here she is right here. And it came out pretty good. As I said, a lot of cleanup, but it's a nice kit. The colors I used are kind of sort of based on a sniper, Russian sniper, that she was quite famous during World War II. I think she had 59 kills credited to her. I have a couple pictures. In fact, I'll put the pictures up of her and you can take a look at her. And I'll put her name up too. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. But I kind of patterned the colors after her uniform. So her uniform is a little bit more brown. This is khaki, her top. It's to me was an XF49. And the rest is just craft acrylics. I used 3 different browns to get her boots, skirt, and satchel here on the sides on her belt. I used burnt sienna, raw sienna, and burnt umber on the boot, skirt, and satchels. So we've got that done. And yeah, the skirts look like they were kind of made out of leather, so I went with the leather look on the skirt, of course the boots, and then the sound like a transformer just let go, and the satchels here. So I wanted this satchel different in shade. I didn't want it all the same shade, so I just went with this satchel. I just went with burnt sienna and raw sienna. The skirt boots in this satchel has burnt umber added to it, so But that's her uniform. She'll stand right about here. We've got the head painted, but not, we got the flesh tone on the head, but that's it. And here is her head right here. So we'll just paint her hair and then put in the facial features, the detailing there. So we got that done and ready to be attached to her body. Hair color I haven't decided on. Probably like a brown or auburn, something like that. Got her hat painted. That's right here. That's the Tamiya XF49. The khaki. And that's the story on the girl. Oh, a rifle. We got a rifle almost done. I got a little bit of touching up to do on the rifle. Here is her rifle that she will be holding. It goes like so, like this, like that. The rifle, the stock on the rifle is my burnt sienna, raw sienna, burnt umber, and then that is Tamiya gunmetal on the rest of the rifle, and the strap I just homemade myself using washi tape. Unfortunately, the kit doesn't come with a strap, so I wanted to add the rifle strap to it, just to add a little bit of detailing. So that's that. Now onto the tank. The tank is completely put together. It's done. No issues. Pretty easy peasy, really. I use some Tamiya thin on it in some areas. One area I'm going to need to put some Tamiya thin is this gun that doesn't want to stay up, but other than that, yeah, it went together pretty easy peasy, really no issues. I added a working headlight, so when we flip the slide switch in the back, we have a working headlight, which will light up the signpost up here, which we'll be putting our sign when we get it all done. But the light was pretty easy peasy. I just took a circuit board drill bit and drilled into the center of the light. And then I took my router bit on my Dremel motor and hogged it out and turned the headlight into a bucket. And then I drilled in the back for my wires to come out. I used a 0402 SMD I got from Jerry over at HDA Model Works. Installed that in there. And the great thing about this kit is that it's a press fit kit. So the halves press fit together, so I can easily take this apart when the day comes for me to change the battery, and we'll be back in business again. So the battery is a 2032. I use these all the time. And then you can see how I got the switch mounted in there. I had to remove the rear pin for the press fit, but it has 3 more, so that's enough to keep the tank together. So that's all easy peasy there. I think the switch I got from Jerry too, over at HDA. So, but yeah, just a simple circuit, nothing fancy. Single battery, single LED, and a single switch, and we're in business. So that's the tank. What we'll do now is paint the tank. We'll mask off the headlight, mask off the switch here in the back, and then we'll paint the tank black. And then the areas that would get the direct light we're going to do in a white. And then when it's all dry, we'll go over everything with the Model Master Russian Armor green. So it needs mixed. We'll put in my paint shaker and mix it up, but that will be the color of the tank. So we'll be using Model Master on the tank, and then we'll put the decals on it and weather it up a little bit. It'll be all spiffy. And then the tank will go back here. Let me see if I can do this. I can't put it in the track because the paint's wet. So we'll put it outside the track for now. Like, ooh. There, kind of sort of like that. And then we'll have our sign on the signpost, and it'll be all spiffy, I think. And then we'll add, see if I can put her head on here and not have it fall off. It'll probably fall off. Her head's a little tricky to get on her because of her pigtails, but there we go. It'll be like that. Kind of sort of like that. Yeah, you'll get the idea when it's all said and done. I think it'll look pretty cool. So that's what we're doing for the Meng Tiger Group build. I think it'd be pretty cool, and I'm having a lot of fun doing all this. I'm enjoying both the Meng kit and the Fine Molds kit. Both pretty fun to do. So I think I've covered everything. Oh, the tracks. We got the tracks to do. We'll do those last. We'll just do paint them up with craft acrylics using burnt sienna, probably a little bit of burnt umber. Go over it with a little bit of metal, and we'll just slide it onto the tank, and they'll be good to go. So that's the story on the tracks, and I believe that is it now. Alright guys, that's all I got. Alright, take care, and we will see you in the final, which will probably be next weekend.